Hello everyone, today I want to share with you my experience with propagating different kind of flowers. As you see in front of me, I have chrysanthemums, hydrangeas, roses and hyacinth. Last year I propagated so many hydrangeas from flower bouquet and roses and chrysanthemums, and my experience I want to share with you today. For that we need cups. These cups are available in dollar store. 28 cups in this bag and it's $1. And we need rooting hormone, we need pruners and knife and some potting soil. Let me show you. Before showing how to propagate these flowers, I have to tell you something. There are lots of videos on YouTube you can find. I want to talk about the rose flowers, roses. Some people show that we can propagate roses from flower bouquet, and they show that you have to wrap in newspaper and leave it under the sink for months or 2 months in dark place. That way they will root in the newspaper. I tried all kind of ways, but they didn't work. I think it's not true, and what it worked to me for it worked for me, I will show you today. Here let's start from roses, because I have to tell you something, and we have to prepare these roses before planting them. Here in front of me are rose flowers, and most of time we have roses, bouquets. And what we need to do, if we like this color, and sometimes you can have roses which have different colors in one flower, and that roses you cannot find, from the stores with potted flowers, that kind of roses. And if you like that type of rose flower, you can propagate easily. And for that, what you have to do, here I have rose cuttings, you see, and how to choose which one will grow for you. For example, here you see in this cutting, you see this stem, and here are leaf nodes from you see this is leaf node. Here it has to grow leaf, and under the leaf you have to see live node. But in this cutting there is no leaf and node which can grow the branch from that place, and you can have rose plant. This will not work. You see here nothing is live. Here is node is dead, no leaf and no node, and all of them are the same thing. And I will show you what will work. Among these rose cuttings, here you see this is live node, this one. This can grow, and you have to check under the leaf. Here you see this. If your rose cutting has these things, it means it will grow and it will root. Most of time they can root even they don't have these nodes, but they will not grow in the future. Here you see leaf, and on top of leaf here is node, live node, and from this place a new branch will grow. And this cutting we can have, and sometimes you can see among your bouquet already growing branches. I see here, see, this branch started growing, and this is very good cutting for propagating. See here on top of the leaf, here is live node, and this kind of cuttings we can prepare for propagation. And this branch also, you see here is live node, and here also, you see, the rest of them, they will not grow. They don't have any live nodes. You see here? Here is some small, but until this one grows, these leaves, they will die. You know, when you propagate rose flowers, you have to cut these leaves. Most of leaves you have to cut, and you have to leave some of them. And when you leave some, they will die, and this until these leaves die, these nodes has to grow, and this leaf will work for photosynthesis. And when this branch starts growing, it will work for photosynthesis, and we don't need these leaves anymore. And they will fall anyway after a week or half week and half. These leaves will fall, they will get yellow, and they will fall. And now let me show you. Here I think I have some live nodes here. See, this is very strong cutting, and here I have live node and pretty leaves. You see, green leaves. And here also. And I will show you with one cutting, with this one, which has already growing branch. And let's prepare this cutting for planting. I will take out this flowering part. We can do with our hand. From the here you see the under this is a flowering part, and here you see this place. From this place you can easily break this flower part. You don't need even to use pruners or something. You see, from here it's easy to take this flower part, the top, and this leaves I don't need. I cut and I leave this node, and here I will cut also. I will cut half of the leaf, and I will leave these 2 leaves. It's enough. Otherwise these leaves will take all the energy from the stem, and it will be hard to root for the stem. That's why we have to take out these leaves. And here I will cut this one, and this one I can leave, and these leaves I can cut half, otherwise they will take energy. And now I'm gonna leave it. Let me cut the bottom also. Here you see, here is growing node, small node, and here I have already branch, and I'm gonna cut under this node. You see this? Here, this is node where the leaf grows, and I will cut this way, this node. And I have to check the stem. How I know if this will grow or not? I will, when I cut, I see this, you know, the between the woody part and the skin. Here is the, I don't know how to call it in English, and here you see this part, and it has to look green, and I will show you which will not work. This will root, and I will show you which one will not root. Let me find my here I put some cuttings. I wanted to plant them, but I was late. I left them when I prepared them to plant, but then I forgot to plant them, and now you see how it looks. I will show you the difference. Here I cut and it's green and it's clean. Here in this cutting, when I cut today, the bottom part was already not looking good, and I wanted to see the top part. When I cut, I saw this unit. You see, between the woody part and the skin, here is the brown part. And if it looks like this, it means this rose cutting will not root. It will decay after 2 or 3 days. It will decay and the skin will fall, you know, it will rot, and this is useless to plant. Every time when we cut, we have to check. If it look like this, it will root. If it look like this, it will not root. And here I have so pretty cuttings, but I cannot plant them anymore because they are all, see, they are all dead. They look brown. If it's like this, it will not root. And all of them are, see, brown. And now I'm gonna leave this branch to dry a little bit, not in this part. I will put this in water. This part has to dry a little bit, you know, the wounds they have to heal. Otherwise, from this place, when I put in a greenhouse, which I make from plastic bag, when I put them in greenhouse, from this place it will start mold, you know, mold starts growing, and the mold will go to the stem and it will kill. Even you have roots here, it will die from the top part. That's why we have to dry this part before we put in a greenhouse. Now I prepared my rose flower and I will be busy with other flowers. I will put this back into this vase and I will show you the rest flowers which we are going to propagate. Here I have, let me put this branch in the water, and here I have hydrangea. I love this flower. This is my favorite flower. I have in my garden blue one, but white I don't have. That's why I want to propagate it. See here, when we want to propagate hydrangeas, I will show you what we have to pay attention. Here you see, here leaf, and on top of the leaf here is a node, and this will grow from here, will grow branch, new branch. And what we need, this is very small, tiny, and sometimes we have bigger nodes. I will show you. I can find from this bouquet. I will take out all of them and put on top of the table, and I will show you which one will work better. Here you see, here this node is bigger, and here you see this node is bigger, and here is also big visible nodes. Here you see, and I will show you something. Here is also big node, which is very good for propagating, and you see here, and you compare which one is better. See this node, these nodes, see, they are tiny small, and these nodes are already big enough, and when we put in the soil with rooting hormone, these nodes, they start growing right away after we put in the soil, and next week we will see already growing branches. See here, all of them are good. You see here, this is very small, tiny, but from this also will grow, but it will take time. But these ones, they grow very fast. If you want to propagate all the bouquet, you can, but you have to check. Sometimes they don't have these nodes, you know. I will find here, you see, on the top leaf there is no node. It means nothing will grow from this place. Sometimes, you know, if you want, you can cut this branch in 2 pieces like this. We cut from here, and we will leave these 2 leaves, and 2 leaves are enough. And from here we can make another plant, because here 2 leaves, and here are also 2 leaves, and these 2 leaves we will leave, and these 2 leaves we will take out. And from these nodes we can have another, the new branches will grow, and from this branch, this cutting, we can have 2 plants. We cut from here, and we put them separate. And here, if I wanna propagate, I have to cut under, not under this node, I have to cut below, I have to go down, you know, and I have to, here I have node also, and from this place I have to cut. It means, see, we have to leave these nodes on top of the soil. It's better if we leave this kind of nodes on top of the soil, and they will grow better. And if I cut from here, see, I have to leave these two leaves, and these two leaves I will take out. Anyway, we don't need, because there is nothing on top of the leaves. It's empty. There is no node which branch can grow in the future. There is no any node. See here, I think you cannot see. Here is empty, and here we have nodes. Here we have small tiny nodes, and these two leaves we leave, and this part we have to cut. And now I will show you how I'm gonna cut these branches. You see here I have live nodes, and in this place I don't have anything. See, and this branch is, this cutting is too long. You see how long it is? It's long. And what I'm gonna do, I will leave this leaf, and the top part I will take out. I cut from here. You see here I have live nodes, and I cut on top from this place, and see I have here 1, 2, 3 and 4 live nodes, and this place I have to put it, this place has to stay on top of the soil. I cut from this place, you see, on top of these leaves, and see here how many live buds I have. Nodes, not buds, nodes. 1, 2, 3 and 4 here, and here I don't have anything. It's empty, and I have to cut under this place this way. You see how I cut? And I will cut half of this leaf, because it will take energy from this plant. It will be hard to root if I leave these leaves, and I have to make them half here. I am cutting all of them, and like this I leave my cutting, and here is ready. You see, I have to cut this leaf halfway, and you see how many, I don't have any buds, live nodes here. See, it's empty, but I don't have any leaves here. That's why I need this leaf. I have to leave this leaf, and see how many live nodes. 1, 2, 3, and here I don't have anything. I have here, it means this much, this big I'm leaving. Even I can cut from this place or this place and plant this much, and from these nodes they can grow, but I'm gonna, here I have also, see, but this place I have to cover anyway with dirt, and see, with the soil. From this place I am gonna cut this way, and they are ready. And I am gonna put, I will propagate these 2 cuttings also. I'm gonna leave these 2 in the water, and let's prepare the chrysanthemums. Here I have different colors. Whatever color I need, I can propagate. This color I have in my garden, this one I don't have, and this one I don't have. See, it's pretty. All of them are different and they are pretty. Here I have 4 colors. This is different color and this one is different. See, this is green and this is white. It's light green pistachio color here in the middle, and this one is totally different. It's white with green edges. See, they're all pretty. And if I want to have this plant, I can easily propagate from the cutting. I have to choose healthy leaves. The plant cutting with healthy leaves. See, this is very good. And let me check the other ones. And this one is also good. See, these both are good. And I will show you with these 3 colors. Here you see, we have to remove all the flowering part. The top, and we leave these leaves. We need these leaves for photosynthesis. And I am taking the dead parts. See here, small, and these flowers I have to remove. And now this is very long. I don't need this much long because here we don't have anything, you know. And I can, here I have some small branch which in the future, if this cutting will root from this branch, it will continue growing. And I will cut from under this leaf node here. I will cut and I will leave it in water. And with these ones also I will do the same thing. See, here I have small branch which can grow in the future, and I'm gonna cut this dead leaf and these flower parts. And these 2 leaves we need for photosynthesis. And then I am cutting under this node. And I put it in here in the water. See, this is very good. It has here growing small branch, and in here on top of this leaf, and here from these branches it will grow. And now I have to remove all these flowers. They grow very fast, they root, but only thing I had difficulties with rose cuttings. It's not hard to root, but they die, you know, after, even when they start growing roots, sometimes they die from top. The top will get mold, and then from the top that plant die. Sometimes it dies from the rose cutting. It dies from this part where it starts rooting, and it depends how much water you put. If you put too much water, it decays from that part where it starts rooting. If you don't put enough water, it will dry out. That's why you have to find the middle. And this is ready, and I have to cut these leaves halfway, and this branch is also ready for propagation. And now I will put it here and I will show you something. These flowers we can take and put in a small vase. If we need them. Look at this, I have already, and it's looking nice. See how pretty. We don't throw away anything, we don't waste anything. And this big one I can put in this vase. See, we can have this much flower also. It's looking cute in this vase. And these branches we will propagate. And here I have other plant which I want to show you. This is this is hyacinth, and sometimes we have a bouquet from them too. You know, they sell in the stores. They cut the bulbing part. You will have this, you know, like this, and you put in a vase, and after they bloom out, they finish blooming, you don't throw away these flower cuttings. Even though they don't have roots here, they will form small bulbs. See, they started forming small bulbs, and from these bulbs they will grow roots. This one will not work, but still here, you know, here, see, it started forming bulbs, 1 and 2. And then I will show you, this one is sitting in this vase, and it formed its bulbs. And I will show you, when you plant them, in the soil, they will start growing roots. You see here, it started forming bulbs. You see here, and here it wants to grow roots from this place, you see. And this one, look at this, they all started growing roots. Do you see these small roots? They started growing small roots. You see, these are roots and bulbs. If you plant them in a soil, they will grow roots and they will form bulbs, all of them. You see, we have bulbs here. Usually hyacinths, they have big bulbs like this, but they chop and they sell in the stores, and most of people, they don't know that they can propagate from these bulbs, and they throw away. Look at this, this one started growing roots already. They didn't have any roots, they were chopped, and I planted them. And now they started growing roots and forming the bulb. They are like garlic. Garlic is easy to grow, and these flowers are also easy to grow. You see here, it has already roots. These are roots, and they are forming bulbs. Now I can have from this, you know, that bouquet, I can have hyacinth flower if I don't throw away them. Look at this, beautiful roots, they started growing. See, isn't it amazing? It is amazing, wonderful. And if you know how to deal, and these are my green onions which started growing in my house, and I put them in this pot also. And see, all my hyacinths and my onions, they sit together in this pot, and they are forming bulbs and they are growing roots. And this one I wanted to show you. And here I have another flower propagated from the bouquet. I will show you, it's here. This is my Kalanchoe. I took video about this plant. It was a bouquet also, like this. It was just like this stem, and it was cutting, and I cut the flowering parts, and they died back till here, and from above all the leaves they started growing new branches from this place. It means from this place here it had leaves, and from this place, from these nodes, this plant started growing these branches. Look at this, it's huge long plant. I have to cut these branches and propagate from these branches. It's long and it's not looking good. It doesn't wanna bloom if I leave it in this situation. I have to cut them short, and if I cut, it will start blooming for me. And now let's plant these cuttings. For planting I need my soil. I moist it little bit. It's not soggy. Look at this, it's little bit moist. Every time when I plant cuttings or I plant something, I moist the soil little bit, not much. And I take my cups. I made drainage holes in the bottom, you see. I cut with a knife and I made these holes. And now I will show you how I'm gonna plant. Here I have my rooting hormone, and I dip my cutting in a rooting hormone. It's already wet. I took just now from the water, and I put in a rooting hormone and I shake it. I don't need extra. And see, I am putting it in here in the soil, and see how I am planting it. I press it a little bit to cover from here, because we don't need the air go in, and I cover this place. I firm it from this place, and that's it. I leave it here, and I am taking my other cup. I put, and I am taking my rose cutting, you see, and I dip it in rooting hormone. I shake it well, and see how much I am putting in the soil. This much I will put. I go till the end, when the cutting has to touch the bottom of this pot. That way it will not move, you know. When I put it, it will not shake. And oh, sorry. Okay, here I have my Hydrangea Cutting, and I take my pot. We can take higher, bigger cup for hydrangea, because this plant is a little bit heavy. And see, I am dipping it in rooting hormone and I shake it. I place it in the soil in a cup, and I press little bit, make it firm in here. And see, I planted my hydrangea, and I planted all of my cuttings. These cuttings I will plant later, and I don't need to show because there's the same flowers. And sometimes I put how I plant my African violets. I put half soil and half vermiculite and perlite mix. It will work. Somehow plants, they grow fast in that kind of soil. They grow fast, their roots, but this works also. And now we have to water. Watering is important, something to know. Here I have water, 1/3 of this cup. Here I have soil, and this much water is enough. I don't need to put water on top and make soggy this soil. We don't need that, because we are gonna place these pots in a greenhouse, and if it's too much soggy, the water will evaporate and the water goes down again, and it's too much humid, makes them rot. That's why we don't need too much water. And I place it in this cup, and this soil will take, see how it's taking water. And see, 1/3 of the soil is moist, and this water will make the soil equally moist when I place it in the greenhouse. Look at this. I don't need to water from top. This much water is enough. And I will do the same thing with these ones. If you plant if you want to propagate lots of cuttings, you don't need to put them separate in this kind of cups. You just place, I will show you. You just place your cups in this kind of dish, and see, you fill this dish with these cups, and you put water till here. You fill this dish with water, and till here you will fill, and that water will go. Because why we need to put till here, not 1/3 of water? Because we have here space, you know. If you put too much water, if you put till here 1/3 water, it's too much, because this soil is you know, dry little bit, not too much dry, not wet. It's little bit moist. That's why, you know, it can take all the water from this dish. That's why we put little bit less water than I put in this cup. And then I will place them into greenhouse. I will show you my greenhouse. This is my greenhouse. You see, this is laundry basket. I put my rose cuttings in this basket, and see, it was yellow rose. It was pretty rose flower. You see this one, and see, after a week you will see this kind of new growing branches in your rose cutting these branches, they will grow. You see this branch, it starts growing, and this one, and here we have small one, and they will grow like here, and these leaves will turn yellow. This green leaves will turn yellow, like in this case, and they will fall. And these small branches with leaves, they will do the job of these leaves. They will help with photosynthesis. And see, that way you can propagate your rose cuttings. Here I have a lot. See, after a week or two you will have these branches growing, but still you will not see the roots. Now they don't have roots. They started forming, but before growing roots they will grow their branches. That's why you don't need to take it out and check if it started growing roots or not. If you do that, you will kill this, these branches and everything which wants to grow roots here. You will destroy that environment. That's why it's better not to open and check. You will, when you start seeing roots through this clear plastic cup, then you will know that it rooted, and you can feel if it's rooted or not. You can little bit, pull it little bit, try to move. If it's firm there, it means it grew its roots already. But first they will grow their branches before growing their roots, and these leaves will fall. And we place our cuttings, which we wanna propagate. We place here in this greenhouse, and the rest, hydrangea and the chrysanthemums, we place in this greenhouse, and we leave in the bright place close to the window where this basket can see light, sun through the window, and that way they will grow faster and root. If you leave them in dark place, they will get mold and they will rot. All of them will not survive, they will not root. And this one I wanted to share with you. Today we learned to propagate 3, 4, 5 cuttings, and here I wanted to show you one thing. This is Mona lavender. See, I propagated it in winter. Any time of the year you can do this kind of propagation, but you have to choose proper space to put this greenhouse. That's the important thing. And here you see I have Mona lavender. How I propagated it, I will show you. I placed it in this cup. I put some water in this cup, and this water, see, it will evaporate and it will keep moist in this cup, but this cup, it's not closed. See, it's open. All of you are guessing this cup from what. And see here, I don't have any drainage holes in this pot. I just planted this Mona lavender in this pot and placed in this cup like this. And when I don't see here any water, I put some, and in the pot I put some few drops of water. This way you can propagate your plants also if you have only one cutting, and if it's small. This is very good way of propagation also. See, I propagated it long time ago, and see, it started growing new branches. these are new, which is light green, and they are new growth. And now I will put this basket in a bright place close to the window and wait till this will root. It's very good time now. It's March 11th today, and until these cuttings will root, the days will get warm, hot, and I can take these cuttings outside when it will be hot outside, and till winter they will grow enough, and I can plant them in my garden before winter comes. Last year I propagated so many hydrangeas. I propagated them end of summer, and then I had to take them into the house, that cuttings which started growing. They were big enough, but I was scared to plant them in my garden. I thought that they cannot survive, and then I took them all into the house and I planted them in wrong medium. I put pine bark mulch on top. I didn't boil that mulch, and from that mulch my hydrangeas got fungus, and then they all died. They couldn't survive during the winter, and now it's spring, very good time, best time for propagation, and until winter comes they will grow enough and we can plant them outside. No, we don't need to take them into the house. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you are new in my channel, if you are not subscribed yet, and don't forget to put thumbs up if you like this video. Happy gardening. Bye.